Hey everybody, so I wanted to show you a bowl that I'm going to make, and this is like a taco burrito bowl or, you know, Chipotle bowl. I don't know what you would call it, but it's kind of my own concoction, and I'm on the blue plan on Weight Watchers, so the points on this are pretty low. The only thing that really has any points is the corn. This has 2 points, and there's other options that you can find out there that are 0. Like I was saying, the corn is 2 points, and you can find other corn out there that does not have any points in it. I think if you just made corn on the cob or even frozen corn, I think that those are definitely less in points, but I don't know. I have to, you know, check my calculator when I go to the store. But when I was scrolling through it, it did say that some sweet corns were 0 points, but then I scanned this guy and this has 2 points for the serving, which is half a cup. That's more than plenty of a serving. So I probably won't even use but a quarter. Fat-free refried beans. I just bought this from Great Value, as you can see, Walmart. And I don't ever really notice a difference between fat-free and non-fat-free, but the fat-free definitely has 0 points. I think that if you get regular, it's 2 points. This is the cheese I am using. This is a Great Value shredded mozzarella. Of course, you can use just a reduced fat, but it's going to have points with it. This does not have any points on my blue plan. So just wanted to, you know, share that with you. This is just going to be used as a little bit of kind of texture, a little bit of the glue, I guess you would say. I also have added some tomatoes that I needed to get rid of. I'm going to add those in. And then I have some onion. Of course, those are free of points. Now, I'm also going to make this. And this is the rice cauliflower. This is 1 point per serving, and you get 3/4 of a cup, which again, that's more than plenty. So one point for that. And if you riced your own cauliflower, I believe it's 0 points. But again, if you're on Weight Watchers, you just need to experiment with it a little bit. Oh, and lastly, I don't know if I'm going to need this, but I might add some of this in it, but we'll see. This is 0 points as well. So for my base, I'm just going to cook up some Perdue ground chicken. I purchased that today. I'm just going to put it on medium, chop it up, and get it brown. And then I'm going to add some onions and go from there. I'll get back with you in just a second. All right, so I've never actually ever cooked with ground chicken, so it's very fascinating to me. It's pretty when it's mixed up and stuff, but at first, the consistency reminds me a lot of dough because it's really, really sticky, and I was a little concerned it was going to stick everywhere, but it didn't. So here's what we have. I mean, this is pretty much done. I'm going to let this simmer for a bit with the onions in it so that they can get softened. The next thing I'm going to add is a concoction of seasonings. I'm using the same bowl I've been using all day. So like I had onions cut up in it very early today for my lunch. So I also cut up my rest of my onions for this meal. Anyways, long story short, I just don't want anybody to think this is just a nasty old bowl. I used a variety of seasonings here. And, you know, if you have homemade taco seasoning, that's probably, you know, perfectly fine. I just kind of put this all together myself. I'm using about a tablespoon of cumin, a dash of cayenne, about a teaspoon of onion, and a teaspoon of garlic, just a hint of salt, and a dash of this Chipotle seasoning, and then about a half a teaspoon of this white pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and mix all this stuff up, and yeah, I'll get right back. So I went ahead and transported my ground up chicken and spices mixture. I put it to the side, and this is how the cauliflower rice is moving along. So what I did was I just seasoned it lightly with the cumin, a light dash of the onion powder and the garlic powder, a smidge of salt, and I also put in my ground up cilantro that I've grown at the house and dehydrated. So I love this stuff. It's very potent, and it's like a couple months old, so it's very potent. And so I added that in here, and I also put about 3 slices of the tomato that I had and ground that up as well. This is just about done. What I did with the corn and beans, I will show you in a bit. I actually am just going to cook that in the microwave, and I'll season it when it's done, and I'll create my bowl. All right, so this is everything cooked. Now, this is not for my whole family. This is actually for me. I will prepare a couple dishes for this week. I'll probably have this tomorrow for lunch, and the next day after that, I'll probably have some for dinner. But just to kind of let you see. Now, I did try to put a little bit of seasonings on the refried beans and the corn. Just put a dash of salt, a little bit of cumin, and onion powder, and my garlic, just a sprinkle, not very much. And I'll probably at the end, and I'll show you what my bowl will look like. This reminds me so much of eggs. It looks like my scrambled eggs, because I always like them really kind of dry, and I always mix them with onion. So this actually tasted really good. I had a little sample. This, surprisingly, because I'm not really too swift on the whole like cauliflower stuff, so this actually tastes pretty good. So let me prep my bowl, and I will show you what it looks like. So I put a small layer of the rice at the bottom, and then I put a small layer of the meat. And then on top of that, I put, as you can see, like a center line of the refried beans. And then I just put a little bit of corn, just garnished it around the edge. And because again, you know, it's 2 points for a half, I think, a half a cup. And then on top of that, I put a dab of salsa, a little more sprinkle of onion, some of that great value fat-free mozzarella. And again, did I mention I put the cilantro? I'm sure that's what you can see on there. And I'm going to put, this is optional, of course. Any of this is optional. However you want to build it is yours. But I'm probably going to add a little bit of the classic Boathouse Ranch, which is my favorite, just to give it a little bit of creaminess. And that does, unfortunately, add 2 points. And that's fine, because I do have the points in my budget. So anyways, that is everything. I plan to get my life set up here a little bit better so that I can film a little bit more of these videos. So please let me know if you have something that you enjoy on the Weight Watchers plan. And thank you guys so much for joining. Bye-bye.